So, okay, somehow I went back to the beginning. But then on the last night, we actually donated $100 to have a great feast for these orphans. And they had more than their fill of meat. We actually provided a lot of meat in the form of chicken. And basically, when the orphans first come to the orphanage, for like the first 3 months, they just stuff themselves with food. So even little young kids, you'll see like they're really skinny, but their stomachs are really big. It takes them about 3 months to realize that food will be provided on an everyday basis. So their mentality when they come in is like the food will not be there anymore, so they just keep stuffing themselves with food. And then on the last night, we had our dinner, and then we all sat around in a circle and sang some songs together. Basically, the 8 of us were together, and like on the outside, these orphans held hands together. This is some of the pictures there. And at first, they sang some songs in Thai, and then we kind of heard a familiar tune in Thai, and then at the end, they stood up and sang us what Pastor David was talking about on Sunday. 당신은 사랑을 받기 위해 태어난 사람. It's like you were born to be loved. And these are actually Thai kids who don't speak much Korean, singing that song perfectly in Korean to us. So it's, and it felt like they actually knew what they were singing about. And it was amazing to see like the last, meaning them truly, became the first, as the Bible says, meaning like the least truly became the greatest. At the end, they also present, this is them singing that song to us. And then at the end, they presented us with gifts, and these gifts were cards in which they wrote to us in Thai, though we may not understand what it says. And I think these gifts were more precious to us than anything else that we could buy in this world. And then once these gifts were handed out, we all sang that same song in Korean together. And then it pretty much became bubble time. We actually brought bubbles there for the kids to actually play with. He's actually the youngest boy orphan there. He's only been there for a couple of months, but we actually nicknamed him Little Peanut. So you'll see a lot of his photos come up. She's the youngest girl, Pia. That's Tukunta. She's about 8. So you see Little Peanut is everywhere. And then this was basically our last day visiting the orphans, because they actually didn't have school because it was the Queen's birthday, Mother's Day. This was us saying goodbye, taking last pictures together. Okay. And like, just to conclude, like, I think leaving the orphans was a very difficult thing. Though it was a short, like a 1-week stay at the actual orphanage, I think a lot of us, found it difficult to say goodbye. And I think I can speak for the whole team, when I say that, knowing that they would struggle, having to keep struggling and suffer, mostly without anyone even knowing. And it was probably one of the hardest parts of our trip. And a lot of us wanted to take some of these kids home, but we know we couldn't. We pretty much don't want to see them suffer and go through those difficult living conditions that we had to see. By bringing them here, I think, we just think in the back of our mind they would have a lot more opportunities. But I think in the end, I think all of us realized that, God Himself, will carry them through, though we're not physically there, and that God Himself will be their Father. And basically, I think I can speak for the team when I say, like, see that the fruits of this, finally seeing the fruits of the seeds that were planted, meeting them and seeing them again. And basically at the end right now, we're gonna show like a video clip of them singing the song. So hopefully there's no time.